I've got a high flyer on the left of me. Oh, yeah. Go that way. Oh my gosh. Barely missed that guy. Whoa. Is that a Lamborghini? Man, I almost hit that guy. Oh no. Too fast. Oh, off the road. Oh, man. That's going to put me in last place for sure. Ah, well. It's another day in practice. So, this is Asseto Corsa Competizione. So if you played the original Asseto Corsa, you probably have a general idea. We reviewed it a while ago. I think it was a year or two ago. And we have to admit, you know, us guys here, we're not big on the arcade racers, but we give... Actually, no, I got that around the wrong way. We're big on the arcade racers, we're not so big on the simulation games. And this is definitely a simulation game, more like Gran Turismo of yore. And yeah, definitely it's for hardcore racers. This is not for people that like Ridge Racer. And the cars really roar. I'd have to say that's probably the coolest part about this game. The cars really do sound like real cars. They've gone to a great length to ensure the cars have good sound effects. They even rattle. Like I'm just surprised that they managed to succeed on that front so much, because it's really hard to get that. Plus also the racing feeling. You do feel like you're going fast. And the graphics are pretty darn good. I managed to max out like everything on Epic pretty much, except for the high definition resolution. I don't think my video card is more recent enough to actually support the HDR mode. But other than that, like, it looks great. Maybe not as good as like the promo shots they had, but you know, it looks pretty darn good. So pretty much the biggest thing about this sequel that came out, I think, a year or two ago, there's a dynamic day-night cycle, which has been a big thing in racing games for the last like 5-10 years. And there's also weather effects. I didn't really see the weather effects, unfortunately, when I played it, but apparently they're there and they weren't there in the previous game. There's just generally better lighting and detail, which is what you expect for a game that's more recent than a previous version. So the atmosphere is heavily improved, as are the visuals. You will get damaged. I learned this the hard way as a traditional arcade racer. You can't drive around like your car is invincible in this game. I don't know what happened to my car, but I bashed a few times against the wall and it was having problems going anywhere. I barely turtled to the pit stop, and I was literally there for 30 seconds, which is forever in a racing game. And they fixed my car, at least I thought they had, and then it started to have problems again. So yeah, I guess that's kind of realistic. You smash up your car and suddenly it's not a car, it's just a heavy paperweight. So yeah, if you try and rip around corners, you really can't do that in this game. Poor racing is going to cost you the race. Even one time that you actually fall and, or not fall, but wham against the wall, like, it pretty much costs you any time to catch up. I was never able to catch up to any other cars after I made a few mistakes. But yeah, it's not a good time for arcade racers, really, like myself. There's a lot of extra DLC, but it's pretty pricey. Just like the first game, but there's only like 5 DLCs versus, I think there was like 10 or 20 DLCs for the original game. And they're all like 20, 15 bucks, so that kind of adds up. Especially when the high cost in this game, I think it's like 40 bucks. This is really not a casual racing game. Like, as I said, it's like GTA, it's like their previous game, Asseto Corsa. But yeah, there's people that are serious, that can't afford, I guess, a Lamborghini, or can, and you know, don't want to take out their Lambo on a rainy day like today. So I'd say the wet weather, it definitely puts the game ahead of Corsa, but like, this seems like, to me, as like a more casual racer, I feel like this doesn't really put the game, yeah, I really don't feel like this puts the game like that much further ahead for 40 bucks. It's kind of a bit much. You can't skip races in career mode or like the entire season, so people apparently were just letting the time go down, and like when you have a 24-hour race, no joke, in this game you can have that. You can have up to like 32 racers, which is insane. I don't know, you must have a top of the line computer to do that. I just set it down to 9 racers. So your races can go to 10 minutes to 24 hours, which is crazy to me, but I'm sure someone out there would love that. I would say this is the best Gran Turismo-like racer on Steam. If you don't have a PlayStation system, then go for it. There's not a lot of content with the base game, but that's the biggest glaring issue. Like, there's a few tracks and then there's a few unlockable, which seem to be an issue with like the first game. There is support for gamepad and also plugging in your wheel, which not a lot of racing games seem to support on Steam in particular. Just the game needs more tracks for like $50. It's kind of like a hard sell, $50 for a lack of content, even though the game's super polished and you know, the best pretty much simulator on Steam. If you can get it for $20, then that's great. It's kind of pricey for anything higher than that, and then you have to like buy the DLC as well, which is, you know, another $10 to $40. So you're actually playing for like $100 pretty much to get like all the racers and extra tracks. So it's a huge investment unless you're really hardcore and knee deep into buying this game. Trying the first game first, see if you like it. You can usually get for like $10 just for the base game, and that gives you an idea if you'll like it. I'd give it 8.5 out of 10. With that said, this is really not my my genre, my type of racing game. This is for like the people that wish they could have a Lamborghini, so they'll try and race in this game instead and try and enjoy it. But yeah, $40 is just too rich, and then plus there's DLC. It's a lot to absorb into a game with limited content. So check it out, and you know, keep your tires on the road. Alright, bye.